Hey everyone, thank you for all of the good comments talking about the new studio. If you enjoy this video, if you're enjoying this series, please consider giving us a subscribe. We are trying to grow the channel. Without further ado, let's get into this video where we're going to be talking about why Google keeps taking a sledgehammer to people's websites. In today's video, we're going to talk about a very important topic, which is why does Google keep smacking down websites? So there are two parts of this. There are two things that Google really cares about, and that is the integrity of search, and obviously the other thing that every single business in the world cares about, cost. So both of these can perfectly summarize all of the algorithm updates that there have ever been to Google. A lot of people don't really understand why they do these algorithm updates, so I thought we would tackle that in this video. So let's talk about the two most recent updates that there have been to the Google algorithm. There's the HCU, which is the helpful content update, which a lot of people were smacked in that update. And then there's the site reputation abuse update. We're going to use these two examples. If you want, you can go all the way back to Panda. You can talk about things that happened 10 years ago. Feel free. I tend to talk about things that happened more recently because it's just better to talk about those things. So let's talk about the helpful content update. The helpful content update is quite clearly Google, first of all, thinking about the integrity of search, but I would say arguably even more important would be cost. If you think about it, before AI, there were probably, millions of pages made every single day. Now, people think that this was a targeted attack on AI content. It wasn't. It was a targeted attack on spammy AI content. A lot of people have come back to me and said, you were wrong about AI content. Look what happened in the Google Helpful Content Update. People have been smacked. People who have taken your advice have been smacked. We haven't been smacked. So there's quite clearly a difference. And I do want to preface this by saying I know some legitimate businesses were hit. I know people who were doing manual human written content were hit. I know that. But let's just put that to one side. I'm talking from Google's perspective, not from my perspective. Before AI, there were probably 1 million, 10 million, 100 million new pages every day, let's say. I'm just making these numbers up. After AI, you're going to have billions, tens of billions, maybe even hundreds of billions of pages. People were going absolutely mad. And if you have a 50% increase in the amount of pages, Google themselves have a 50% increase in cost, because what they were doing before was they were crawling and attempting to index as many pages as possible. This was what they were doing for a long time, but it seems that they shifted. And I would say the most likely reason for that is cost. If one crawl costs, 0.0000001th of a penny, but you have to make 10 billion calls a day, that cost is significantly higher than 10 million calls a day. So that's one thing that people really need to understand, is that Google is a business. They care about their costs. A lot of people think that Google cares about websites. They don't care about websites, okay? They care about costs to them, and they care about the integrity of search. So let's talk about the other point here, which is the integrity of Google search. They've been very clear about this for many years. One of the most important things for Google is that when someone searches something, they get the result they expected. They introduced featured snippets, God knows how long ago. They're now introducing AI summaries to, change featured snippets even, so that you barely even need to click on a website to get an answer anymore. So that's even more proof that Google doesn't care about your website. You need to stop thinking Google cares about your website. Now, another thing I want to clear up is people think Google makes money because of advertising, okay? A majority of the money they make comes from advertising, but they don't make money because of advertising. They make money because people use Google. If nobody uses Google, there's no advertising. So you need to stop thinking Google cares about advertisers or Google cares about SEO. They don't. All they care about is users. If everyone in the world suddenly decided they didn't want ads anymore and ads were, not cool anymore and blah, 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 Google would probably get rid of ads and, try and increase the money in another place. They don't care about advertisers. They don't care about website owners. They care about users and they care about their own costs. They're a business. People need to stop thinking that Google thinks about them, because they don't. They will slam my website down just as quickly as they slammed people's down in the HCU if I am doing something that they believe is ruining the integrity of search. Integrity of search is what they write at the top of every single meeting that they have at Google. Obviously, I've just made that up, but you get my point. It's the most important thing that they care about. If a user has a bad experience, they will go to another search engine. There are options now. People laugh at Bing, but Bing is growing. Bing has ChatGPT in it now. Bing is actually pretty good. 2Men gets 50 clicks a day from Bing, so somebody's using it. There's Yandex in other countries. There's Yahoo. Don't use Yahoo. It's terrible. There's DuckDuckGo. Google, there's Perplexity. Google knows that it's not the only search engine. And if you look at the numbers, I would guess, and this is a guess, don't quote me on this, that their percentage of market share will actually be dropping. Now, again, don't quote me on this. It might be growing. I don't actually know for a fact. But I would not be surprised if more and more people were using DuckDuckGo, because it's like a privacy search engine, or Bing. A lot more people are using Bing. If you buy a laptop, it has Microsoft Edge. It doesn't have Chrome. If you go on Microsoft Edge and you search for something, in just like you would Google something normally, it will actually use Bing. So the less people that know that, or feel the need even to change to Chrome and to change to Google, if that keeps happening, less and less people are going to be using Google. Now, they know that if the experience is not perfect, let's say the experience on Bing is better. Again, I don't think it is. I think Google is still better than Bing in terms of what the service provides. But with ChatGPT coming into Bing, it works pretty well, gives you a nice summary. Who knows what will happen in a year? So Google needs to say, look, we don't want you to have completely irrelevant affiliate content on your website, so we're going to remove it. Now, the most recent update, the reputation site abuse update, Google specifically did this to large companies who were abusing search. And if you abuse search, you are destroying or ruining the integrity of Google search, which again, like I said, the integrity of search is the most important thing to Google. So if you go and you ruin that experience for users, they will slam you down. And they're doing some things that people said they wouldn't. People said that they wouldn't touch Forbes. People commented on my video. They won't touch Forbes. They won't touch CNN. They're all mates, whatever. I had a feeling that they were going to hit these websites for this reason. The integrity of search is more important to them. How Google doesn't make money from Forbes. And they might make some money from advertising, but Forbes has just got a website that ranks well on Google. Forbes makes money from Google, but Google doesn't make that much money from Forbes. Like, they don't get a cut of their affiliate deals with these betting companies. They don't get, they might get some advertising revenue from Forbes, but it's not going to be anywhere near as much as Forbes makes from Google. So why would Google die on that sword? It makes no sense. Obviously, if something is ruining the integrity of search, it doesn't matter who's doing it, they will come for you and they will remove that content. That's what they're saying now. And I think people need to be more and more careful with what they're doing. Now, I personally believe that if you make good, high-quality content using AI, they will never have a problem with that. Now, I might be proved wrong in that. I might have to eat my words, and it might be a very bitter moment for me. But I have a strong feeling that if you're making good, quality content with AI, they don't really mind. And again, like I said, I prefaced this whole thing by saying this. I know that some people were hit who were probably doing high-quality content, who were doing human content. I understand that. There's always going to be anomalies. When you do things like this algorithmically, there's always going to be people who fall by the wayside. I'm really sorry if that happened to you. And And that's just the way it is. Honestly, if that has happened to you, I would consider starting a new website and doing a different strategy. If you're a brand, you can still make a competitor website that's just your website. So for example, let's say 2 men got hit badly by the helpful content update. All I would do is make 3 men, right? Or another similar website. You don't have to be so attached to a brand that you can't open a new website in the same niche, okay? So I advise you, if you're hit by the helpful content update and you're not sure what to do, just start a competitor website. And I use competitor in inverted commas because it's your website. So it's not a competitor. It's just a new website built on Shopify. You spend $29.99 a month and you build a competitor's website that's actually your website. A sale is a sale at the end of the day. Okay, so let's summarize. To summarize this entire video very, very quickly, all I want people to understand is Google doesn't care about you. Google only cares about its costs and its users. Doesn't care about companies that use it. Doesn't care about, but my website, I wasn't doing this, I wasn't doing that. They don't care. They make money because users use it. If users stop using it, they will not make as much money. That's what they care about. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're watching all the way to the end, you're an absolute legend. I'll see you very soon, some more content, and peace out.